But they have got Dubravka
instead.
And I think he's a good keeper for a relegation fight. I mean, he kept Newcastle up a couple of seasons, didn't he? So
what age is he? Like, he must be older than you at this point. Dubravka.
Well, he's probably if he's older than me at this point, he was older than me a few years ago as well. I think that's how it works.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Watch More Football. This is our predictions episode where we're focused on how we think the season ahead that's coming up soon is going to go, and our predictions for the first match week of the new season coming ahead as well. As always, you're watching us on the Genreverse YouTube channel, so subscribe would be really appreciated and help us out. While you're on there, we are part of the main Genreverse YouTube channel, so you can check that out. There's loads of anime content on there, reviews, reactions, and there's similar content to that on lrmonline.com. Geek entertainment news, movie reviews, TV reviews, rumours about the big franchises, if you prefer written format as well. I'm one of the writers on there. I'm Cam Clark. With me as always is Ryan and Dave and producer Kyle as well, and he will get involved in the predictions as always, like we did last year. So last year Dave won our predictions league. We have a scoring system that we follow as we go along. Dave won just. I was pretty close in second place, and then we had Mick.
It was on goal difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, goal difference. We had Mick in third place, quite a gap between him then and Kyle, and then quite a gap again between Kyle and Ryan, who finished bottom. So really, you should get relegated, and Rich should come in your place if we're doing true sport merit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This.
You came last time.
Watch that anime as
punishment.
Well.
Yeah, the punishment. What's going on?
No, I've got it. I just need to find time to do it. I will, get on that as soon as possible.
I think you'll find that on the Genreverse YouTube channel when it actually happens, rather than the Genreverse Sports YouTube channel. Because it's
we'll let you know when it drops, as the kids say.
Community post up with the link. That'll work.
Terrible. It's not like you've been watching football.
It'll get more views than one of our shows on here gets, guaranteed, because Kel has quite a community that really like the content that he delivers for anime on there. Anyway, we're going to start off with our table predictions, which we've all done. So we've all predicted the way the Premier League table is going to go at this point for the end of the season. We never get it right. If you check our channel here, you can find us reviewing last season's, and they weren't very, very accurate, and they won't be this year either unless somebody gets really lucky. But Ryan, why don't you, since you've got them in front
of you... There was a high score of 3 for the table. I think
that was me, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not going to go through it. Yeah, I'm not going to go through everyone's pick place by place. What I would say is that the top 4, we've all gone for different combinations of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. We've got 3 Man Cities. Dave's gone Liverpool, I've gone Arsenal. I think that's really hard to pick, and hopefully we see a proper 3-way title race for the rest of the season.
Honestly, I can't.
That would be nice, because Liverpool had it done by Christmas basically last season, didn't they?
Even be quite happy for Chelsea to be in the mix as well, because it kind of, even if those 4 teams are the best, it kind of, by beating each other, it kind of drags them closer to the rest a little bit as well, gives everybody a fleeting glimpse of hope,
I'm between City and Liverpool. I honestly am. I can't decide, and I think we've got to wait till the end of the window to really see.
I mean, there's a few things could still happen.
Because City are starting to get a bit active in the market again, aren't they?
Yeah, they have. I mean, there's rumours of Sevilla.
Donnarumma would be a good signing, I think, for them.
Well, there was rumours today of Rodrigo, and I can't see him leaving Madrid, but...
Yeah.
But don't Real Madrid want him to go at this point? Well,
they might do, but he's
looking for some like 80, where he wants to be. £85 million.
I think with Rodrigo, I think Xabi Alonso really likes him because he's a workhorse who's going to be happy to do whatever job up front. Real Madrid probably think, out of the forwards that they've got, he's the least glamorous. They can't bin off Vinicius or Mbappe, so he's the one who gets binned off. And Rodrigo, I think, wants to be the main man somewhere because he's good enough to do that. But then if he goes to City, again, he's just going to be made to be the workhorse there, isn't he? So I mean, it's a difficult one for him. Yeah, I think if they had the money, I think he'd be good for Arsenal because they do. If there's one place where they need a proper world class player, it's on the left, isn't it? And that's where Rodrigo wants to play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they've made some great signings. City.
Moving. Do
you not think? I mean,
yeah. So
Reinders is fantastic at Cherky. And Ain't Nuri. They filled the gaps where they needed to get the players, I think. And they did all their business at the beginning of the window, and I think a lot of people have forgotten about that and just see what Liverpool have been doing. So we just assume that Liverpool are going to win the title. But
I just wonder because obviously they've lost De Bruyne, who obviously he declined a bit in the last year or two, but obviously he's a big leader there. They've got Rodri suffered another injury. They've got Kovacic out as well. So there isn't really. I know Reinders has got a bit of that to him, but there's no real linchpin in that midfield at the moment. I don't think. Gundogan can't really do it every day. Bernardo doesn't really play well in the midfield.
But I think Rodri being missing, as you say, Ryan, is quite a blow. I think we all thought he was going to be fit for the full season, and actually it's going to take him a little bit longer. How long?
Yeah, we said did not say till September. Might just be a few weeks. He's just not much fit, I think.
Might not. Who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, moving on to the rest of the table. So for the rest of the top half, again, we've all gone for the same players in different order, pretty much. So the main ones are, Newcastle, United, Villa, Spurs. Most of us have picked somewhere between 5th and 8th. You've got Brighton in there for somebody. You've got Palace in there. And then you've got Forest and Everton sneaking into the top 10. A couple of us picked that. Kyle's picked Bournemouth for 10th, which none of us have got Bournemouth that high.
Well, Kyle and ChatGPT picked.
Kyle and ChatGPT
for 10.
But I think, I think the last couple of seasons, that sort of middle section of the table has been really tight and really competitive, and it's been growing every season. I wonder if that's starting to contract a little bit now because of what we talked about in the last episode as well. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Brentford aren't going to be the team they were. Bournemouth aren't going to be the team they were. I don't think Palace will be the team they were either, and that might let the rest that were lower just get closer to them. Whereas potentially that 4 that you mentioned is the next group, after the leaders might actually pull away from them. We might see a bigger gap between them. Who knows? Depends. One of them will all shock us and be right in the mix. It's who.
Like Forest last year.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be interesting to see. Obviously, Palace haven't really strengthened. They've lost a couple of key players. They've had all the uncertainty over the summer about which European competition they were going to be in. So I think it's easy to predict that Palace are going to struggle. But Forest is going to be an interesting one, I think, because they're still being quite ambitious. They're positioning themselves as not wanting to be a selling club. Obviously, they sold Elanga to Newcastle, but they were quite firm on keeping Morgan Gibbs-White, and ended up succeeding in doing that in the end. And they've brought in a few players, but how they managed to cope with the additional games, because I think they still got a fairly small squad.
They got lucky with injuries last year. We'll see. They really get injured.
I think that last year's Europa League, I think the reason Palace are so pissed off that they're not in the Europa League, and why everybody's so keen in the Europa League, is by watching you and Spurs, who were absolutely gashed the entire last season, somehow get your way to the final, play the worst final in history, and Spurs, who won it, then get the Champions League, and I think that's where a lot of these teams are looking at. Forest, I think I could see Forest focusing on Europe more than the league, because that's the best chance for them to actually get Champions League. It's not finishing fifth; it's winning the Europa League, and it's possible. It is possible because of the new rule changes that Champions League clubs don't fall in. It's changed that competition completely, and it's opened it up to more teams, in my opinion. Villa will be the favourites, I think, for that competition before you even kick a ball.
Yeah, I agree. But then equally, I think Palace are probably favourites for the Conference League.
Absolutely.
As long as as long as they keep most of their players. But I think, Gladstone, the manager, has got experience. He's won the Conference League before, but not a lot of their players have got European experience. So that will be the thing. And it's similar for Forest. Is not a lot of those players have been in that situation before. So yeah. I think we can skip past the middle of the table, because I know for my part, a couple of those places are just teams that I forgot were in the league, and I get as far as, say, 14th and go, oh crap, because I've got my 3 relegation ones in really early doors, and then the rest is just like, yeah, fine.
Are you talking about your Fulhams and your West Hams?
I'm talking about. Well, no, I'm not.
They're not going.
I'm not talking about West Ham's in this one. I'll get on to West Ham in a minute. But yeah, Fulham, Palace, Forest, Wolves, Bournemouth. I've got for that sort of, upper half of the bottom half, if that makes sense. But we'll get into the nitty gritty. Relegation. So the overriding feeling is that for the 3rd season in a row, all 3 promoted teams are going to go straight back down. I say that. That's only Mick and Cam. That's only Mick and Cam have said that. So Dave said that Sunderland, Burnley will go down, but that Leeds will stay up and Wolves will finish bottom, which I think is an interesting shout.
Actually ask you about that. Why Leeds? Because I've heard a few people say this online, and people are going, "Wait a minute, why if people think they do well when they've signed 2 players and they weren't that good the last year? So why Leeds, Dave?"
I don't know. We've got Premier League pedigree from 2 decades ago.
Well, because I've got Leeds staying up as well, and I think their squad the first time was too good to go down, and they went down because of all the boardroom nonsense just sort of dragged the club down. And they've still got quite a few of those players in there, and they've got Red Bull back in now. They've made a few interesting signings, so I think out of the 3, they've got the best chance. Just because I think their squad as a starting point is just stronger than the other 3.
Who have you both actually the one that goes down that's the incumbent then? Who have you got going down?
So I've got Brentford and West Ham.
Oh, you got Brentford and West Ham.
West Ham relegated.
I don't think I think West Ham will be fine. I think
I don't know. West Ham, they didn't impress me in the friendly they had against Man United. Their transfer business hasn't impressed me, and frankly, Graham Potter doesn't impress me.
He was shoved in halfway through last season. I'll give him time. I think he'll.
I'm
kind of.
He did have a good team on paper previously.
It doesn't impress me either. No, but I think they'll be all right. Because even if they're doing terrible, Potter will get sacked and they'll bring somebody else in.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I've got Burnley going down just because I just think the only thing they had about them last season was their defensive record, which is not going to stand up this season, and nothing that they've done over the summer has particularly piqued my interest.
Well, we've sold them players. So I should have a bit of faith in him, but I don't know. I'm with you, Ryan. I think because it was their defensive record last year that was so impressive, and
and
they've sold their keeper, who's now going to sit in Man City's bench also.
But they have got Dubravka
instead,
and I think he's a good keeper for a relegation fight. He kept Newcastle up a couple of seasons, didn't he? So
what age is he? He must be older than you at this point. Dubravka.
Well, he's probably if he's older than me at this point, he was older than me a few years ago as well. I think that's how it works.
That's true, but a few years ago you could have been young enough to play them.
Yeah. I'm still a good age for a keeper. I'm getting into my prime.
Look, Ryan, yeah, I mean, we've seen what Ryan can do. He's won the league 2 times on the row.
I don't play keeper though.
You know,
but I mean, what
Double
I'm
chance.
interested in is Kyle-GPT. Is the only one who said that Burnley is going to stay up. And
Chelsea signing
he's got Wolves going down as well. So would you like to explain yourself, Kyle? You're on mute.
Oh, is that intentional?
Whoops, there we go. Okay, I can look at what ChatGPT spit out. For the Wolves, it said attacking downgrade. They'll fall just short. For Leeds, it says competitive but lack goals versus mid-table defenses. Sunderland, they said toughest survival path of the promoted trio. So yeah.
Are you sure it just didn't say 30 bin dippers?
What I did for the table predictions is I fed it a few that I found, like Opta and the Analyst, Sports Illustrated. There was a couple of different articles, not just the ones that people see on screen. And I said, hey, take these predictions, look at last year's results, and look at transfers. And I kind of had to play with that just for a bit. And that's what I ended up getting out of it. So I did try to feed things, like even when you guys eventually get to like
that's pretty much how we come to our conclusions, to be honest.
There you
go.
Yeah. If and when we ever get to talking like the player predictions, I was like telling it for top scorer to look at certain things and not just saying, hey, give me a name. I actually put some thought and effort into working with the system on things that I thought would be important for the picks. So yeah,
I'll look forward to that.
We're going to do that just when the window shuts, just in case people have moved teams and stuff like that. We're leaving that one till then.
The only thing I didn't use ChatGPT for is score predictions, and I won't. I'll continue to do that manually myself for the games. So
cool.
I imagine it probably doesn't help that
Any other big calls or hot takes you guys have got for the table then?
Well, I was just going to say I chose Wolves because Cunha's gone and Aït-Nouri's gone, who were two of their best players last year. And we've got Strand Larsen on a permanent now, which is a really good player.
Yeah, but, they made some decent signings in January who made a contribution, and obviously they finished the season quite strongly compared to how they started it.
Games,
once they were safe, maybe. But I think second half of the season they were one of the form teams, and those new players really contributed to that. I think so. I've got
the whole thing that come January, if Wolves are looking bad again, they could sign a couple of players again, maybe in January if they don't.
They've
do
got
much
some money
this
to play
summer,
with.
Whereas you can't see like Sunderland after all they've spent. They're having a good go at staying up here, but they kind of had to rebuild the whole squad because it was so short and they were so unexpected to get this far anyway. But like come January, if it's not working, you can't see there being any more money in the pot for them to go and try and get themselves out. They're kind of stuck with those players then, so we'll see if it works or not. Leeds are kind of keeping their powder dry, one or two key positions, some Premier League experience. So I can kind of see why some people have got Leeds as favourites. So I was only kind of joking earlier on, but I still think the bookies will probably have the three that came up as the favourites to go back there.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I'm, a lot of the time with my predictions, it's wishful thinking on my part. What would I like to see rather than what I think.
You want to see Brentford go down?
Well, it's
not that I want to see. It's not that
and now you want them to go down.
It's not that I want Brentford to go down. I would like some promoted teams to stay up. It's for me. I've said this a few times. It's less about which promoted teams are good enough and more about which current Premier League teams are bad enough to go down. And I just think Brentford and West Ham are slightly looking that way.
Well, excuse me, sorry. But we'll see. We'll know more as the weeks go on, as they say. We'll see. It's certainly something we'll discuss as we go through the season. We've got it took last year. We didn't really have a title race. It was just a kind of Liverpool possession, and the relegation fight wasn't really there either. So it was all about where people finished up in Europe. That was it. So hopefully this year there's more to keep us going right to the end, kind of thing as well. So when we get into our actual score predictions for game week 1 then, and what we've went for.
Yeah. So again, I'm not going to go through every single one. There's some tasty looking fixtures though, for the first week back. So Villa versus Newcastle's a repeat of last season, isn't it? Opening. Oh no, it was a couple of years ago.
I think is it not? No, we played Southampton, but we've always played Villa early in the season. So we did play them early in the season. I think again last year, but it was 2 seasons ago that we played them.
Was the first game of the season?
I was at St James's Park, though, not Villa Park. So
yeah. So I think that's two teams who are going to expect to be near each other by the end of the season. So yeah. So that'll be an interesting one. We've got Leeds versus Everton. I think could be an entertaining game because I think Everton will be all right this season, but I think Leeds will look at that and go, we can maybe do something. We can have a big start against
and
Everton.
Everton still probably needs a couple of players in. They are light in terms of squad numbers. Obviously, they've just got Grealish in, but they could probably. I think Moyes was saying they need 6 players, and that's 1, so they've got 5 left to get.
Yeah, they've got Dewsbury Hall in as well now, so.
Maybe it's only 4 left. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, they've got Dewsbury Hall. They announced Grealish this morning, and I think they probably need a bit of defensive cover though.
I think Grealish will do well actually because Grealish plays. He's happy to play. He doesn't he's not injured. He doesn't. I can't be bothered. He tries when he plays. He just wasn't good enough for doing what City wanted him to be. But I think he'll do well for them.
Yeah, and I think as well, David Moyes is the type of manager. Although he likes a bit of structure and he likes his team to be solid, he's quite happy to give someone like Grealish the license to just do whatever the hell he wants, and that's where Grealish is at his best. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the vibes will be good for that, and I think it'll be quite entertaining. I mean, I guess the really big match for the opening weekend is Man United at home to Arsenal, which is probably the worst possible start that United could have in terms of wanting to start the season strongly. Well, I mean, granted,
City might be worse, but yeah.
Yeah. Granted, we actually have a
derby thing. So
yeah, we've got a decent record against Arsenal recently. I think we drew with them. I think we lost 1, drew 1 in the league, and then we beat them in the cup. So I think we didn't get embarrassed in any of those games though. But Arsenal are a lot stronger, and they'll want to be hitting the ground running for the titles.
I wish we were playing Arsenal. We always smashed them.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's a big one. United have got City, Arsenal, and Chelsea in their first 5 games, and for all I was saying in the last episode about being a really positive summer and Ineos really going for it, that all could be undermined by that start if we lose 3 of those games, we drop points to Fulham or Burnley as well. All of a sudden it looks really sticky, and it would be difficult to recover from that. So I'm hoping for a strong showing.
You guys, I think that positivity could go to negativity really quick, and you need to have kind of a strong start, and then hopefully, I say hopefully, I don't want this to happen, but for your point of view, hopefully that confidence actually kind of propels you on a little bit forward.
It's got to start working at some point, you'd hope.
Liverpool said that when you won your second title in 1995 or whatever, and 20 years later they still hadn't won a title, mate. So you never know. There's no magic formula.
No, definitely not.
Is that it then? And there's to say about this next set of predictions.
I mean, Villa Newcastle's going to be a good game. I don't know about Chelsea Palace. Palace have just come off a Community Shield win, so they're going to be high in confidence. Yeah,
but then they could have Gahey and Eze on strike by the weekend as well, couldn't they? So
That's possible. That's possible.
They did all right without him the other day, even though it was for a very short time.
And I think, like, everybody looks at pre-season, but no, you never know how things are going to go till. I don't even think the first game of the season, like, in the first game of the season, whoever doesn't play well, it'll be like, that's it. They're going to finish 17th this year, and whoever wins 4-0, they're going to be challenging for the Champions League. And it just doesn't work like that. It's like the whole Spurs and Everton winning the league in December. It never works out like that. You've got a full season to go. But I think maybe after 4 or 5 games, that's when you really start to see where things might start to shake out. I think when people start getting a bit of form or a lack of form together. We'll see. Interesting.
Cool.
All right, we're wrapping up then.
Guys. Yeah. All
right. Thanks very much for watching. We will be back for our next episode. We will have hopefully seen some of these football games we've predicted, and we'll be talking about them next time we come back, obviously. Let's hope for a great opening weekend to the Premier League season. And since none of us are playing each other, let's hope that all of our teams win and that we're all sitting here happy next week. Don't think that's likely that we'll all win, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Fingers crossed. All right, thanks. Give us a like and subscribe if you like what you saw today, and please remember to check out our other Genreverse YouTube channels while you're on here as well. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye bye.